Here's another question for the record. I forgot what number it is, 5, 6, but I'll find out soon enough. It's on the Daf Yomi. We're doing Mesechus Bava Kama, and it's another one of those technical questions that you never get to ask anyone. So I'm asking it for the record. So whether in this lifetime or a different one or next world or whatever, it's on the record that a short time. There's a disagreement on what an innocuous ox is and a forewarned ox, a short tom and a shor muad, and how it reverts back from its status of it being a muad, being a forewarned ox, how it can become a tom again. And I think both opinions are difficult, if not impossible, in physical reality. Okay, a muad is where you warned it 3 times or 3 days, and it can revert back to its status if it controlled itself 3 times. That's Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Okay, just to try to imagine it. I wonder if it ever happened at all. An ox goes to gore and then it controls itself and then it doesn't gore and does that 3 times, and you have witnesses that see that an ox went to gore and then last moment the ox said, I really have this desire to gore, but I'm going to hold myself back. I'm going to have exercise restraint on my Yetzer Hara. I wonder if that actually ever happened at all, ever, or could ever happen. I mean, does an animal control itself? I think that's what an animal is, right? An animal is basically doesn't control itself ever. Either it does something or it doesn't do something. But does an animal have something called restraint? And why would it? Why would it have restraint? I guess this is just if it happened to have restraint. I wonder if that's just a way of saying it will never go back. I wonder if that's like a roundabout way of saying it. It's like a moot point. Okay, that's Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Rabbi Meir's opinion is that if they warned it 3 times, it doesn't have to be 3 days, just 3 times. It could all even be in the same day, or 2 days, or whatever. It could be one day. If it gored 3 times, and here's the hard one for me. It reverts back to its previous innocuous status in a case where children pet it and play with it and it doesn't gore them. Do you think any responsible parent would allow children play near an ox that had a history of goring people? What? So you say, but it was a case. It happened to have been a case of an irresponsible parent. That's what the Gemara would say. They were talking about the case of an irresponsible parent. So there's an irresponsible parent, and they let their kids, or maybe the kid ran off. The parent didn't know. Maybe the kid ran off. And the kid, that's a case. The kid, I guess that's it. The kid ran off and petted it. I don't know. You have to have witnesses that watch a kid, because you don't know it's true until you have witnesses, right? You can't establish a thing unless you have witnesses. So you have to have witnesses that are detached enough to watch kids playing near an ox that has a history of goring. Unless they didn't know. It just seems like the way for an ox to revert back to its status seems like almost impossible. I don't understand why they said these rules. If these can ever happen, unless they just are saying it can never go back. It make it so difficult for it to go back. Anyway, that's my question for back. What's the question? Bottom line, the question is that is there such thing as an animal exercising restraint? Is that such a thing? And the likelihood of a witness watching it exercising restraint. Also, the possibility of it going back to its status if it's known as a goring ox, then no one should allow kids playing next to it. So, it's a question for the record.